Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Naeem Aslam from London, and welcome to our channel. And this is your opportunity first to really learn on a daily basis. Because if you do tune in on a daily basis, then you can ask me as many questions as you can during this period of a 5 to 15 minutes live session. So, a bit about myself. My name, as I said, is Naeem Aslam. I come with a wealth of 15 years of trading experience. During this time period, I have worked as a hedge fund trader for Bank of New York Mellon, in equity trading for Bank of America, and currently working as a chief market analyst for AvaTrade. Now, in this particular video, what we really do is we look at four different asset classes. We look at equities, we look at Forex, we look at commodities, and of course, we look at cryptos. And we try to really answer some of the questions that as a retail trader that you must be facing, or you must be asking yourself why the markets are moving higher, why a particular asset is moving in one particular direction, and where are those important moving those entry or exit levels. So that is what really we are going to define in this particular video. Now, if you haven't smashed that subscribe button, I highly recommend you guys to do that, because by doing so, it will help you to it will notify you the moment that I go live, or the moment we start putting videos on our YouTube channel, so you can watch them pretty much straight away. The one of the important indication of this particular is that earlier today I did this analysis on crude oil, and we talked about two particular scenarios with respect to the entry and exit points, pretty much with respect to that as well, that how much risk you can be really looking at in that particular trade. And when you focus on that video and then look at the prices now, which I will be discussing shortly, you can see that how that trade has worked out really well. So why don't we begin by looking at crude oil prices? Now, in terms of a crude oil, the fundamentals which are really important is, of course, are we going to get the stimulus package out of the United States, which Republicans think that it is too soon to put that the particular package out, because they think that recovery is already taking place. Secondly, what is going to happen with the crude oil inventory data, which is coming out on Wednesday. Thirdly, of course, we have a coronavirus restrictions which are taking place, and the new variant of coronavirus, which has further put a lot of restrictions on airlines and on flying and on mobility and people moving from one place to another place. So that is certainly having an impact on overall sentiment. But right now, earlier today, what we discussed when the prices were trading in around 52.50, we talked about there is a possibility of taking an upward trade on an intraday time frame. And the time frame that I was really looking at was your 4-hour time frame. And then I'm looking at the 50-day simple moving average on that particular trade. So we talked about, look, put a stop loss over here, and then you can trade this particular asset to the upside if certain conditions are met. Now, of course, if you wanted to know those certain conditions, you have to go and watch the video over here just down below, where you will see the technical analysis on crude oil. Under the title, which says what is next for crude oil, or where the crude oil prices are really heading. So we talked about it, and now that trade is very much in a profit, and it is moving to the upside. And we've also talked about the various different profit levels that should also be taken care of. That should be also be you should also pay attention to, and then where you should be really looking at. And then more importantly, if prices breaks above that, the current resistance level which the prices will be really facing very shortly, where the prices will go. So we're very it's well worth having a look on that particular video. Now, in terms of Bitcoin, something really interesting is really happening, and that I know that you guys have asked me to do extensive analysis on this one. Now, remember, the current sell-off in Bitcoin is very much based on these assumptions that there will be more regulatory pressure on Bitcoin prices as we move forward. Now, what does that mean? Because we have the new head of SEC, and he is likely to take a more tougher stance against cryptos, and that means more selling pressure for cryptos, specifically for Bitcoin. Now, when we look at Bitcoin prices on an intraday time frame basis, there is no doubt that the prices are oversold, and we are moving to the downside, because the 4-hour time frame shows not only that the RSI is near its oversold area for Bitcoin, but we are also seeing that the prices have dropped below the 50, 100, and 200 a simple moving average on an intraday time frame, and that is very, very important. But the immediate resistance for Bitcoin really is in around 28,800, and I believe that the prices are very much likely to move to that side. However, why I think that there is still some strength left in this particular bull trend is because right now that the last time we've seen the prices touching near the 50-day simple moving average, that was on the 22nd of January this year. So only a few days back, the prices touched the 50-day simple moving average. Now prices are once again, so this is the low of the 50 on the 22nd of January. Now the prices are once again moving back towards this area. And then when we have these 2 points, the bottoms, the reaching this pretty much the same area, this is called a double bottom. Usually this is followed by a massive move to the upside. And it is even more powerful when the RSI, the relative strength index, shows you that the prices are oversold. So imagine that the both of them are forming double bottom, like the price is literally reaching to in around this particular price level. And then when we have the RSI also indicating that, look, a pump is really likely to happen, that is a very high odd trade on an intraday time basis, and that means prices can quickly shoot back up. Now, if that reversal does take place on a daily time frame, then that means that the 65,000 is very much in play. Prices are very much likely to touch $65,000 per Bitcoin. So keep a very, very close eye on this particular trade. As for Ethereum, as we talked about yesterday, I still believe that the prices will continue towards the 1,500 price level, and yesterday we were very close in achieving that price target. For the euro dollar, I am seeing a lot of weakness, and that's obviously because something which is really driving that move or the sell-off is because tomorrow France is going to announce more restrictive measures with respect to the coronavirus, because the new strain of coronavirus which we have in the UK and in South Africa has made many different governments to ban flights from these particular countries. So meaning less mobility, less back to normality. And that is really driving the euro lower. Now we have dropped below the 50-day simple moving average, and for me, the immediate support level is going to be in around 1.2053. However, a better level is going to be somewhere in around 1.1977. So that is a good support level in terms of a euro dollar. Overall, the RSI is still trading in the middle, so we still need to see a bit more sell-off, and then that sell-off can come. But once again, to summarize, Bitcoin trade is very, very important. It is a very high odd trade. Now, in terms of an equity market in the Dow Jones, what we are seeing is I'm still holding the view, and it hasn't changed. I haven't changed my view with respect to Dow Jones, is that we are going to see move to the downside. Here are a number of the reasons for that particular hypothesis. Since December, the price has touched the 50-day simple moving average 3 times. So it is closing on the daily time frame. And I'm speaking of the simple moving average on the daily time frame. Whenever that happens, that the price keep touching something, imagine a ball which you are throwing something really strong, and then it just keep bouncing. The likely chances are that it will go through that particular area. So that is exactly what is happening with Dow Jones as well. It keeps on testing the 50-day simple moving average, and the chances are that it will break below that. And if it breaks below that, then we are really looking at somewhere 29,100 in around support for Dow Jones to really come. And by that time, the RSI, the relative strength index, which is showing that the prices are very overbought, should also show us an opportunity that yes, now the prices can really are at a good level and we can get involved in. So have a think about these particular price trades, the one I've talked about. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you smash that like button, because it will really help you to in terms of a notification the moment that I go live. And of course, it helps us on YouTube as well. And give a thumbs up if you like the video as well. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.